We are live, I tell you. Welcome aboard, everybody. We have an awesome night ahead for you. We are kicking off an actual play for Flash Gordon, the Legends of Mongo. Gordon! He lives, and he will save every one of us. We're gonna just sit around and chat for about 5 to 10, just to let people get on the stream. Because we know that's how the internets work, and but we are joined by a bunch of amazing people today. So first and foremost, because he wrote the darn thing, Scott Woodard, introduce yourself.
Hello. I'm Scott Woodard. I wrote the Flash Gordon role-playing game and our brand new Moons of Mongo supplement. Here.
Yes, and he's amazing. And we've had Scott on like every day this week on some form of social media.
Working me hard, man.
Right? Yes, and not paying you nearly enough. So on Monday, Design Corner with Donald Shepis talked about like the design theory process behind how to make Savage Worlds emulate the kind of wonderfulness that is Flash Gordon. Yesterday on Tuesday, he was on the Savage Cast, where the two bums, me and Fox, did our best to ask intelligent questions, but that's a little above our pay grade.
It was kind of three bums, to be fair.
Right? And our behind the scenes there included some really fun stuff that we just can't even share because there are some versions of Flash that just aren't appropriate for PG-13ness. And I know, we're done, right? It was fun. So check out the Savage Cast. Both of those are on YouTube, and they are on the Twitch channel on the what do you call it? Video on demand, VOD. And then otherwise, the rest of the night, you guys are going to be massively entertained by the amazing crew we have here. We haven't spoiled any of these amazing costumes or the wonderfulness that is the Flash, but Cheyenne Wright, the amazing multi-Hugo Award-winning, talented, they took his DNA from today back in the 40s with space travel to create Ming the Merciless. So he's not... Oh,
yes!
Yeah. We're just going to sit here and watch his eyebrows for the next 2 hours, guys. That's all we need to do. So, Cheyenne, introduce yourselves and tell us, what are we getting ourselves into tonight?
Well, basically, I'm bored. And I'm looking for some playthings. I won't destroy you immediately. I like to play with things for a while before annihilation.
You're like an evil kitten, then.
Yes. Should be a lot of fun.
Wait a minute. Evil kitten? All kittens are evil.
Yeah,
it is redundant.
Especially if one's on Mongo.
And so I think that the traveling the furthest via the internets is Prince Brotan, who is challenging us for the beard off. I mean, we've got some epic beards in the stream. Like, Neal and Cheyenne and Taylor and I can all do the evil mustache twirl right now. And right, so we're getting there. So Taylor, tell us about yourself. Where can we find you? Right, free promo for mustache wax.
I need eyebrow wax.
So I've never actually gotten to do this before. That was first. You've seen it here, people. You'll probably see it again tomorrow because I like it a lot, and it might not come off.
You're not supposed to use Sharpie.
Listen, everything else started to blend. Anyway, I'm Taylor. I regularly play in a space opera game, so this is kind of where I live, and I'm super stoked because Flash Gordon is the grandfather of all space operas. It's the truth. Look it up. It's in the dictionary. And I'm so excited to be a Hawkman. Yeah. And, I've made my pizza box wings here, and I have the patchiest beard of everybody here. So, I'm going to have to compensate somehow. Stay tuned.
The wings are amazing. They're tilting a bit right now, but they're so good.
They are. I was bold enough to think I don't need to attach these to anything. So roll a blow on that decision. Let's see what else I can get into.
Oh, wonderful. And then you guys have seen her in several of our wonderful productions. Last, I think, on the ETU Study Abroad, and before that, during the Savage Pathfinder, the talented and super hilarious Candace. Welcome, Candace.
At your service. Hello, everyone. Today am going to be playing a giant who is named Bronca Frostbeard. And on a scale of like vicious to diplomatic, she's like a 5. But most giants are like a 2. So you guys are really lucky to have someone more even tempered today.
Okay.
from the frozen kingdom of Nakuk.
Yes.
Yeah, so scale of 1 to kitten, 4 out of 10 kittens.
Yes. Accurate.
Nice. And continuing the trend around the clock, Amy. You guys should know Amy. She is our wonderful VTT head of development, brings all of the wonderful things. You actually will see tonight Cheyenne has gone above and beyond on piping in the most amazing Foundry setup. And my failing, I rolled a 1 on trying to get the cool audio. We'll get the animations. So the zappy, powie, powie. But yeah, just imagine like, ooey, ah-ee. I mean, maybe we'll have just Neal like recreate the audio with his mouth during the stream. This works.
Pew, yes.
Nice. Yes. So it's very tough to like, if running the same computer to do the streaming and the piping and all the stuff to like separate the audio streams out. And we found that there was a reverb coming from somewhere that I couldn't like silence. And I'm sure you guys don't want to go deaf. But the otherwise, the Foundry VTT is pretty amazing. Cheyenne's gone above and beyond. But Amy is like the person we all need to thank for bringing all the pinnacle goodness to the tabletops.
It's mostly my team.
And
It's beautiful.
And it's her birthday today.
It is.
Yes.
Okay, we kind of need to sing.
We're going to do.
Happy
birthday. I will
Candace, king us up because Candace actually has a singing voice. So
Thanks.
lead us, Candace.
I'm not
And then
on the spot.
The rest of us will ruin it, but yes.
We'll do the scream.
Happy birthday
Birthday
to
to you.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh god!
Wow.
Ever.
If we don't win an Emmy for best role playing performance for the last 30 seconds of this stream, I will just hang it up. That was
Basically.
Yes, I role played someone that could sing.
No comments from the peanut gallery. Thank you.
So yes, chat is full of love for Amy on her birthday. Except her cohort, Aaron, did not say happy birthday yet. So Aaron, come on now, man.
No, it just popped up.
Oh, there it is. Yes. So the happy birthday to you, and tell us a little bit about who you're playing today.
I get to be a robot. I am Beboop, and I hadn't decided yet, is really a big mouth is kind of the idea there. So we do
Kind
not
of a wiseacre.
Yeah, we don't give secrets to Beboop because, everyone should know your deepest inner secrets, and that's okay.
Sure. And just because robots are programmed in binary does not mean they need to be binary. So you can be the non-binary robot. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. And of course, since Flash goes back to sort of the 30s and 40s, it has to be robot. It can't be robot, right?
It's
It's a
true.
robot.
That's true.
Robot.
I wasn't sure what you meant when you said robot because I only know robot.
Could you swing your arms around a little bit and go, danger, danger?
And last but certainly not least, the amazing and talented Neal Hyde. I'd say lovely, but I can't compliment that beard because then I would, in association, diminish my own attempt at facial fur. So, sir, and the amazing waxed mustache, how you doing today? Tell us about yourself.
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. I'm Neal. I'm a hanger-on. I've been around playing Savage Worlds ever since the guys at 12 to Midnight introduced me to it years and years ago. And been playing ever since. Love it, and helped helped the two Chris's, Savage Mommy and Savage Bull, do the Rocky Mountain Savages. And today I'm playing Professor Teltron. I was once one of Ming's greatest scientists until I realized that arrogant fool would destroy us all with his arrogancy and foolery. So I escaped by hiding implants into my own body and getting away. I tried to take a jetpack, but it was too hard on the pants and deeply unsettling.
And now you know why we invited Neal onto the stream.
Wonderful.
Fantastic. So before we get started and turn it over to Cheyenne, because, I mean, no one can get in this man's way of running an amazing game. Scott, tell us a little bit about the history of Flash, what you did to bring it to fruition in Savage Worlds, and, just brag about yourself and how amazing you are and how amazing Flash has turned out to be.
So I got, 2 minutes then?
I mean,
all right. So for those who aren't aware, Flash Gordon is a comic that has been around for about 87 years, at least an IP that has been around about 87 years when it first premiered back in the 30s. But it's, of course, lived on and grown and evolved and been embraced by just so many different mediums and so many different fans. And if a lot of people know Flash from the 1980 movie with Sam Jones, very campy, very fun. It's also been a sci-fi TV series and books and comics, and it's all over the place. It's sort of ubiquitous. But so Flash it's just high, pulpy space adventure, 4-color, over the top. People jump great distances, pick up enemies, and hurl them off cliff faces. It's just crazy stuff with rocket ships and ray guns, and no better game setting could work with Savage Worlds. I mean, it really is the ultimate Savage World setting as far as I'm concerned. It's fast, furious fun, or as I used to joke, flash furious fun. And I just really want everybody to have a great time and just have so much fun up on the Moons of Mongo. They're pretty dangerous up there. I'm just going to give you a little warning, a little ahead of time. It's kind of unexplored. We don't know what's happening up on those moons, so watch your step, especially with Cheyenne at the at the table. So.
Right, and Shane would not let me hang around if I was remiss to mention that there's 1 week remaining on a booster box for Flash Gordon. So the line is well supported. There is already an amazing box set out there. You can pick that up. If you want to get just the PDFs, if you go to peginc.com right now, you can get all of the Flash Gordon PDFs on sale for a pretty good discount. But there is a Game On Tabletop crowdfunder for the new booster box, and the new booster box brings in not only the Moons of Mongo adventures, so there's 2 different moons, and I'll let Scott tell you what those are in a second. They have adventures written for them that you can just run out of the box, and also in the box are over 140 pawns, and these are the amazing thick die cut standee pawns that have got art on the front and the back that you can use for any of your space pulp, romantic science fiction, space opera-ish games, and not just the Flash series, but it covers. Actually, Scott's put them up there, right? These cover not just the new box set material; it covers all of the previously released Flash material. So it kind of completes the set. If you are the collector, definitely pick up the box set. But there is in the chat right now on Twitch, Game On Tabletop is the booster. I think if you back right now, you could be the 150th person to grab the deliciousness. And it's already funded. It's a go. Game On Tabletop's kind of unique because it's when you back is when you pay. And so if you want to wait till Friday till payday, just make sure you save that link. But it's 1 more week remaining on that crowdfunder, and it's got all the pawns. It's got adventures. There's maps. There's a bunch of cool stuff in the box. It's a beautiful box set. And it kind of complements the thing. So, Scott, tell us, what are the 2 moons, and what are little hits of the adventures that we'll see tonight? And
so the 2 Moons of Mongo, which we've never seen in the game before, are Exila or Exila, as it depends on how you want to pronounce it, and Lunita. And I believe you guys are going to Lunita tonight. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Excellent. Okay. I won't spoil anything. But if you're interested in picking up the booster box, these 2 moons are vastly different. One of them is known as the Outlaw Moon for good reason. There are people on that moon who are not particularly good people. And Lunita is the unexplored second moon. So it's wide open for exploration for game masters and players. We kind of just give you a little seed of something that you can go and check out and then make it your own. And we hope you do. So those are the 2 moons, and we hope you have a great time with them. So that's it.
Awesome. And then with that, I think we're about ready to turn it over to the amazing and talented Cheyenne. So if anybody in chat, you're welcome to throw up your comments as we go along. We may or may not get to them. It depends if they break the flow. But we appreciate you guys all showing up for this. Scott, amazing job on Flash. I think it's one of the pinnacle of pinnacle settings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not as good as your puns, but
I don't get it.
This is why Cheyenne is Game Master, right there.
Right. And yes, Cheyenne must show us his moons. And I literally just stole that from Neal in the private chat. I'm like, that's got to be a thing. So
that's it.
And you thought we dressed up.
Right. So guys, so one more time, link is in the chat to check out the Legends of Mongo, which includes the Moons of Mongo's adventures, all those amazing pawns, and a bunch of other goodies. So check out the Game On Tabletop link for the goodness. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of the stream. We will turn it over to Cheyenne, who is amazing, and the rest of the crew. We know you already love them, but that's enough for me. And so thanks again, Scott, and we will see you guys on the flip side.
Thanks, guys. Have fun.
All right. And Scott, you're going to hang out and chat, right? You're going to be around? Oh, he's gone. Oh.
Yes,
I am going to.
He's
All right. So if anybody watching has any questions, just throw it into the chat. Scott's going to be here. There we go. Okay. And now, down to us. Just us now. You ready? Now, I had queued up a whole bunch of fun music, but I'm not sure if the folks at home are going to be able to hear any of that. Sounds like they're not going to be able to do that. But I'm still going to play it for my players because it's part of the immersion into this world that we're entering into right now. Are we ready? Let's go.
Indeed.
Flash Gordon, episode 18, Demagnetized. Our heroes have made a daring escape from the outlaw moon of Exila on a makeshift rocket ship called the Emancipator and look to rejoin the fight against Emperor Ming. Hoping to avoid capture from Ming's war rocket patrols, the crew silently drifts past the atmosphere of Lunita, the larger of Mongo's two moons. Shrouded in mystery, few have ever ventured to discover its secrets. When suddenly, the hero's rocket ship is gripped by a mysterious magnetic force, unlike anything they've ever experienced. Okay. And that is the opening of this adventure. Hi, everybody. Okay, so you are in a very rickety makeshift rocket ship called the Emancipator. It's basically to call it a rocket ship is a bit of a stretch. It is storage crates strapped together and held on, but with duct tape and sheer willpower. But you used it to escape from this planet, from this moon of Mongo, and are trying to get it to take you all the way back to where your rebel base is hidden on Mongo itself. When all of a sudden your instruments start going haywire, the ship just the engine begins to stall, the rocket thrusters sputter in and out, and you're going to have to make a forced landing on Lunita.
Broten, is there anything you can do? Help us! I assume you're piloting because you have wings.
Well, I'm piloting, friend, but not you.
Unfortunately, only one of you has the piloting skill. Of all the characters you took, only Beboop has any skill at piloting. And
Y'all let me drive this ship.
Birdman can't fly?
Oh, no. Well, I can. Indeed, huh?
The Birdman can fly fine. It's the rest of you that would have trouble keeping up with him. Because he uses a totally different system for that.
So Prince
called
Broten
wings.
can jump out the window and survive while the rest of us perish.
Well, you will be quite fast, but, it won't end well.
The sudden stop at the end tends to be the problem.
Something like that.
Help us! What is... I might be able to repair the engines, but I can't land this thing.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do this we're going to open right up with a classic Savage Worlds dramatic task, which is going to be collecting. You're going to have 4 rounds to collect 6 successes here, and only B-Boop, the pilot, can actually make the rolls, but everybody else can assist B-Boop's piloting rolls, which B-Boop will probably need because, as pilot subroutines go, B-Boop was made to build rocket ships more than pilot them.
I'm actually an accountant.
I went to film school.
Right? I'm a humanities robot.
You can tinker's pile of clanking, clattering clocks.
Shall I go ahead and try and pilot for us?
Yeah.
B-Boop, you can do it.
I would
Hang on,
like
so
to
first of all-
attempt to repair.
Well, first of all, pulling cards here for everybody, so that
Without telling
anyone who wishes to assist can attempt to do that before. And we'll just go in order of the cards just to keep it easier and straight.
Mhm.
So Prince Brotan pulls the high card.
That I do. And it appears that I'm skillful at many things, and none of them are immediately helpful. However, I am very loyal, and I will risk my life for my friends without hesitation. Apparently, that is a hindrance of mine, but I want to help B-Boop, and so is it possible for me to enter B-Boop's area and potentially steady them with my steady hands skill, which doesn't work that way, but for imagination's sake.
We haven't known each other long.
B-Boop, it is but the work of a moment.
You cannot lend your edge to aid B-Boop. But if you can figure out some other skill that you
to
can
hold
check.
their arm.
If there's some sort of skill that you might be able to apply or to aid.
Well,
there's a point where you get narrative. You look for something that you can do to try and help out.
I am very strong and very agile, and those are not the most helpful skills in this context.
Well, this is a rickety ship. Things could be falling apart. A strong person can try to
use my super strength to help hold the ship together while B-Boop lets it.
That sounds like a good plan.
Ha! All right, we are rolling a strength, people.
All right, 4. That's going to be a +1 to B-Boop's flight piloting.
Just barely.
It's good.
You
put the chest hair into it.
It was probably that. Sorry if
Bronca
any of it
Frostbeard.
stayed behind.
You're next up. With the 9 of diamonds. Is there anything you think you could do to aid?
I am quite large in stature and large in spirit. I think I would like to try and persuade the small robot to do his best. So I shake him a little bit with my big giant fist and I go, "Listen, robot! You must get us to safety. Our lives depend on it. I mean, I'll be fine. I'm very large. But the rest of these mere mortals, what are they going to do?"
So give me a persuasion roll. Yeah, not so much.
No.
Not so helpful. With a 2.
I shake him too hard.
I was going to say one of my bolts
yeah, I shake
rattles out of my neck.
They do not like it.
I persuaded him too hard.
How about Professor Teltron? Anything to add?
I would like to use my weird science to see if I can direct my deflection, my magnoforce belt, through the ship and use it as a cushion to allow us to crash land safely. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to crash land.
All right.
Thank you
well,
for the vote of confidence.
Make that weird science roll, and it's going to cost you a few power points, but that the software should take care of that.
Oh!
Critical failure.
I had it in
Oh
reverse.
no!
So,
Oh,
not only you activate the Magno the Magno belt, right?
Magnaforce belt, yes.
Magnaforce belt. Unfortunately, the already permeating magnetic energies that are pulling the rocket to the ground completely fry the device. The device goes up and begins smoking and sparking and is completely unusable.
That's the first time my belt is burning. Ah!
It is
never
on
happened
fire.
before.
The belt is broken until you get a chance to repair it, and you're not going to be able to do it while falling out of the sky at the same time.
Ah!
And
Curses!
critically failing means you remove 2 of the successes that or the bonuses assistance that
Grab
she
your
could have
butt.
acquired, which means a final modifier for B Boop here is -1.
Oh. Ha-ha! Well, at least I can fly.
Make that piloting roll at -1.
-1.
Prince Brotan heads for the door.
Good day. It was really something to adventure with you all.
Well, that's still a success. So that's 1 chip for you there. And
It was your love and support that made it possible.
round 2, Professor Teltron, you pull the Black Joker. So any assistance that you do this round will add +2 to your roll, and everybody got a Benny. So.
All right.
A Benny.
So as I stand there with smoking pants, I'm going to try to use my science to identify a way that we can make an air cushion or use so that when the rocket ship comes in, that the actual air forms a brake for it.
Okay. Give me that science roll. And that is an 11 all day, which you calculate the wind forces as you approach, as you're hitting the atmosphere, and you kind of aid in how the correct angle in which to approach the atmosphere so that it sort of skips like a stone and get a little bit more distance and a little bit more braking speed as you come hurtling down through the upper atmosphere of Lunita, and you score. Oh, that's not yet. And that's going to be a +2 on B Boop's roll.
That way we won't be killed, just horribly maimed.
It's much better.
Prince Brotan, anything to add?
Well, I am still going to maintain my incredible strength here, and I will locate, if possible. Is there anywhere in the ship that I can apply my incredible strength to aid us in these last moments?
You tell me.
Well, then I'm going to say yes.
You get to narrate where in the ship and what it is that you're doing that's going to aid in this sort of thing.
I'm going to notice an area that might soon become a gaping hole that would suck us out immediately into the atmosphere. Who knows what kind of incredible burning up we might do? Amazing fireworks. Who knows what colors we would make when we hit the air? But not today, because I will be squeezing the shell of the ship shut. This is for the Hawkman's world, because Google did not name it anything other than that.
All right. Give me a roll.
All right, let's really hope for this one, because...
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Acing that roll for a 12. That's going to be another +2, which brings the total to +4. Technically, you can't get any more than a +4 assist in a dramatic task. So, Frostbeard, you can sort of just hold off if you prefer.
I'm still quite shaken from my near close call of the last round, so I'm just going to sit back here and clean my axe.
All right, so Beboop, you have a +4 on your next piloting roll to try and put this down.
Put this down. All right, +4.
There we go. Acing. So that is a 10 all day. That is worth 2 more tokens. Now, so it is the end of round 2. We're about to get in round 3, and you have collected 3 of the 6 tokens you need to safely land the Emancipator. Round 3. Professor Teltron, you get the high card again with the 10 of spades.
Okay, I will attempt to notice or see ahead. I'll use my Mark 1 eyeball to look ahead to see if I can identify a landing zone where if at least we can't land safely, we can at least take as many people with us as possible.
All right, give me that notice.
31.
That's a 7, which is a success.
There,
+1.
I see a school and a nunnery.
You do make out the edge of some civilization, which is strange because, as far as you know about everything you've ever heard about Lunita, it's unexplored. But you see what looks like some sort of structures.
Beboop, veer towards the orphanage.
And then let's see. Next person on the next high card is Branka Frostbeard. I'm just going to comment real quickly. Someone in the chat is asking if these tokens are being dealt using a module. That's George. And no, I created an actor that has a symbol of one of the the bennies that we're using, and then I just have extra one. And I drew extra actors to the table and just dragging them over by hand, kind of like how I would do with sitting around the table
At the real table. Yeah.
All right, so Frostbeard, you're up.
I see the Bird Lord struggling with his task, and I'd like to assist with my strength as well.
All right.
Another big lady.
5 is a success, which will be another +1. So that's 2 all day. And Prince Brotan.
Well, obviously I am really contributing a lot with this incredible strength, and do we know how close to the ground we are at this moment?
You're the Earth, or the surface of Lunita is hurtling very quickly towards the rocket ship.
Okay.
Only mere moments away from impact.
Well, I see that the giantess has come to aid me, and it's just not time to stop yet, so I must funnel the rest of my strength into this one. The hull is about to give. Not today! Or maybe it is. No.
Not bad.
5, that's another +1. That's +3 all day. So Beboop, you're up with +3 into your belt on this next roll here.
Woo! I feel really good about landing on this orphanage.
That is an 18 all day. That is 3 more successes, which is
that 6?
That is 6 total. So you can, for that last round, you just sort of the miraculously with the giantess and Prince Brotan holding it together. Professor Teltron guiding you in. You sort of thread the needle past these electric fences and then straight down a long, straight section of paved sort of road and just skirt past a collection of buildings. The bat wing fins on the rocket ship, not even scratching the paint on the buildings as they go by.
I feel like we wave to the orphanage and the nunnery as we go past.
Soft as a downy chick.
And with that, there's 1 or 2 bounces, and then it just kind of pulls to a stop, and all of you are you find yourself sitting there and realizing that you can breathe again. And quite literally, because this the moon of Lunita has got a breathable atmosphere.
Oh, well, good.
We have landed, meat bags.
Well done, Beep-Boop. Now parallel park.
What a landing. I wasn't worried about it in the least. I knew we would make it to the surface.
Then why is there an egg under you?
However,
That's wasn't for you to see. That's for later.
there is, you hear, at first you think it was like the wind whistling through the ship as you were coming down, but now that the ship's coming to a complete halt, you can hear a distant noise that's still blaring on, and it takes you a moment to realize it's sirens.
Coming from outside the ship.
Yes. And as you kind of stumble out, you see the ship itself had ignited in several places on the exterior from the friction as it came rocketing down.
That's stylish.
And the rocket jets on the back have set some of the ground behind you on fire as you are landing. All of which has attracted the attention of some sort of local emergency crew that has come out and is beginning to extinguish the flames, and another group rushes over to you to see if anybody was hurt.
Never mind, small creatures. I will help you put it out. And I start smashing my giant foot into the flames to try and assist them.
Let me. A great flapping.
I get out my heat ray, but then think better about it.
I like where your head's at.
You see among the medics and the firefighters that have come to your rescue, a band of armed guards approaching as well. They appear to be flanking two figures that appear to be in command. All of them have gem ray pistols drawn and seem very wary of these sudden new arrivals.
I take strategic position behind the large woman.
Wise.
Would we know anything about the people on this moon?
As far as you know, that no one's supposed to be here.
No one at all. Oh.
Yeah, the Lunita is a big mystery. It's
right.
Officially, it's never been explored.
Okay.
What do the people or creatures coming toward us look like?
They look. Give me a common knowledge roll.
Go.
Okay, they look Mongolian, like standard, which is basically indistinguishable from humans.
Yeah.
Although they come in
With better mustaches.
a wider variety of color.
Got it.
Maybe they've invaded before us.
As you all appear to be not aggressively brandishing weapons,
That they know of.
they after assessing you for a moment, one of the soldiers is called over by one of the two figures that appears to be in control, and then the soldier turns and orders all of you to drop your weapons and stay where you are. And then the soldier steps aside, and the two Mongolian figures that were commanding these soldiers, the male of the two steps forward and says, "I am King Rudio. This is my sister, Lura. State your business here on Lunita."
Because I'm big, I'm going to step forward. Hello, King and somehow Queen. We are but travelers throughout the galaxy trying to escape the disgusting planet of Mongo. We are looking for a new horizon, and it seems you have already found yours.
I would like everybody to give me a persuasion check. Even those of you who haven't spoken yet. All right. Let's see. So on the rolls here, we got Professor Teltron rolled an 8, which is a success and a raise. Boop rolled a 4, a success. Bronca a 5, also a success, and Prince Protan a 5, a success. The highest roller being the person who rolled the highest being Professor Teltron. At this moment, Princess Lura steps around her brother and says, "Oh my, brother, please. Clearly, this man is a Mongo tech master. So smart, and I can see that his technology is beyond, even rivals your own, dear brother. Please, we must take them in. He is such a figure to behold."
You're extremely perceptive, Queen Lura.
For the folks at home, Flash Gordon, in addition to being a pulp action adventure, is also in great portions of romance novels. And there is a little thing called the Planetary Romance that we check at usually the beginning of an adventure. And in this one case, Princess Lura has fallen madly in love with Professor Teltron.
Excellent.
And will have him for herself.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, this is not a surprise at all.
I just want to say that usually my belt isn't smoking like this, but for Queen Lura, I'll make an exception. Yes, would it be possible if we could have some place to rest? This has been a very difficult trip for us, as you can tell. What with our ship here, rocket ship, having something of a technical mishap.
Rudo looks at the what remains of the Emancipator, and he goes, "I am surprised you made it here at all." "Certainly, yes. Come, my sister has taken a liking, and I am not one to wrestle with her over this at this moment. Come, let's return to the chateau and discuss things. Say you are fugitives from Mongo."
Excellent pilots. And fugitives.
Fugitive is an ugly word. Let's just say escapee.
Adventurer.
Political refugee.
Quality folk.
He begins to lead you.
the
He
way,
begins
darling.
to lead you back towards the more established settlements. What you see of Lunita here is it's very green and forested. It's actually quite pleasant. You're surprised that this place has not been settled as of yet, or that if it was all as comfortable as this, you're curious why there aren't more people. Yeah. To which Rudo goes, "Oh, here, you must put these on." And he pulls out these strange hoods with a clear kind of plate on them. He says, "They will protect you from the gem ray sickness."
Gem ray sickness. I'm not familiar with this. Tell us.
Well, actually, you can give me a common knowledge roll.
Yes.
Okay. So, gem ray sickness is the way the people in Flash Gordon basically refer to what we would call radiation. There are all sorts of a great deal of Mongo tech is powered off of these radiated crystals, these power gems that they use for supplying energy to the ray guns and all sorts of fancy technology. It has, if mishandled, some nasty side effects.
Would it affect only the biological folks or the robot as well? Robot.
That's a question for someone who wrote the game.
Oh,
Perhaps Scott can weigh in and let us know if it would be radiation or gem sickness that would affect the robot in addition to the meat bags.
Yes. Keep calling us meat bags, and the radiation will be the last of your problems.
But in the meantime, he says, no effect on robots unless you want to affect them.
Well, let's all put these hoods on. I'm sure they'll protect our entire bodies.
I put my hood on, but it only covers like this, like to here. So I just kind of like tie the sleeves in front of my face to try to get like a little,
like a hoodie.
Yeah.
Wait, what does the hood look like?
Once you are back at the chateau, we have measures that can more effectively help protect you against the gem ray sickness. But this will alleviate the problem for now.
Tell me, Your Highness, how did your people get to this moon? Why and how did you survive all this time?
Well, my father fled Mongo when Ming came to power. We saw the threat that he posed to our rulership and the people that we were responsible for. We found Lunita a place where we could hide in seclusion. We worked on technologies to protect us from the gem rays. Sadly, not before my father succumbed to the sickness himself, leaving Lura and I in charge of this lunar kingdom. The situation is far from ideal. I would much rather devote all my time to the further development of our lunar gem science. We strive to ensure our kingdom remains secret and safe.
Well, who wouldn't prefer science? Interesting.
Why did you choose to come here?
Choice is maybe not the word you'd want to use.
Oh, were we chosen?
How do you mean?
We, as you said, are fugitives after all. Like you, we've chosen to escape Ming's mercilessness and are freedom fighters.
I see. But what brings you to Lunita?
Bad judgment.
If the war is on Mongo, why are you here?
Seeking respite and a nice place to settle down. Perhaps to once return with a band of heroes.
I see.
And as you can see, our ship was less than ideal for the travels, and I suspect the robot might have made forgot the left turn at Albuquerque.
You could help us repair our ship and we could leave.
I'll see what we can do, but leaving may be more difficult than you imagine.
We won't tell anyone you're here.
Well,
why would it be difficult, Your Highness?
About a week ago, a strange rocket was spotted in the sky. Its trajectory, we figure, was from Mongo. It landed somewhere out in the Sea of Bewilderment, a massive volcanic basin to the north. Since then, Lunita has been racked by tremors and geomagnetic anomalies, transcending the already unusual magnetic fields found here. In fact, one of these powerful electromagnetic surges occurred moments before your arrival. I'm not sure your ship could escape that pull, unless you were extremely lucky.
Interesting. I'll look at Prince Brotan and Beboop and Candace and like,
We attempted ourselves to fly out to the landing site, but magnetic pulses pulled the jet car to the ground, destroying it. And killing, almost killing the crew.
And Beboop.
Any flight of any kind from Lunita is almost impossible unless we find the source of those magnetic pulses.
Is the sea an actual sea? Could it be approached by boat?
It is a desert. A volcanic desert.
Okay.
Kind of a misnomer then, isn't it? I'm more concerned about Beboop. If this is a magnetic thing, you could be in serious trouble. I would really rather not have to pry you off the nearest source of iron.
Well,
I have a very magnetic personality.
these are not iron. These are steel.
Tentron, you know much of science, and you know much of magnets. After all, you just exploded your pants right off when we were coming down here with your magnetic belt. Do you think you could demagnetize the ship to perhaps give us a little extra in the sky?
I could help protect us, no doubt. I'll have to repair my belt. It rarely happens, I say, turning to the princess. Laura is like, it really only, it happens to lots of guys. But
it was really cold out.
And I can fix it, I'm sure. And but yes,
hey, Prof,
I'm sure
I'm happy
I can
to
help.
help you.
But I think we better go to the sea or the sea desert and find out, because I suspect that might be the terrible hand of Ming involved out there.
Yeah. We sent after the jet car incident, we sent another scouting party on foot. However, a couple of days after into their trek, their scheduled radio phone check-ins ceased. We haven't heard from them since. But that can wait until you've rested. He says, as you finally approach the chateau that he's referring to, and they open the doors and allow you into this sort of very luxurious appointed building, and then take you towards a darkened chamber room where you can see a row of curved examination tables.
Well, this is a strange parlor.
He says, this room, the machines here, will infuse you with a protective energy that will protect you from the gem ray sickness. All you have to do is lay on the tables.
Are there side effects? Not that happens to me often.
Some who, he goes, there. Some people feel some fatigue afterwards, but generally it will protect you for your stay. You were not born and raised here, and so you are going to be more susceptible than even the native.
Oh, Bronca?
I am strong as an ox and excited to be even more impenetrable than I already am. I go over and I just lay on two of the tables. I put them together.
They creak.
In repose.
All right. And does anybody? I mean, obviously, Beboop, you don't need to. As a synthetic
I feel like
individual.
maybe there's a pathetic attempt to get on one of the tables and feel like everyone else for a second and realize it doesn't work.
Beboop.
It's okay. I don't like your meat anyway.
You need an oil can.
Prince Brotan, do you submit to the treatment?
Oh, I thought I didn't hear the did, and I just was like, well, okay then. I guess I did.
If it's gonna be that kind of party.
I was like, well then, I guess I did. You know what? The part of me that isn't Prince Brotan is like, hey, don't get on an exam table. It's Mongo.
It's a curved one. It's a curved exam table.
You know what?
That helps.
Actually,
Yeah.
when you say it like that,
It makes all the difference.
This could be fine. And, because Brotan is actually on paper impulsive, I'm going to see Bronca do it, and I'm going to think, well, I must in the race to become impenetrable. I will absolutely follow. And then I must lead. Make way. Clear a table for the prince. And yes,
Stuff
I
the
will.
bird. Okay.
I will insert myself into one of those curved tables like a turkey in an oven.
All right. And Professor.
Can I make a science test to see if I can identify exactly what it is it's going to do?
Sure.
That's a great idea.
You can certainly try.
I just have a lot of bad memories about examination tables in my life.
16. You, with success in several raises, you look around at the technology and you think that they're telling you the truth. That this appears to be some sort of device that will create some sort of energy infusion that will protect you from gem ray sickness. If you're able to withstand the treatment, that is.
Okay. So, well, I will cautiously and cowardly get up onto the table and put my hands over things and down. And you may proceed. Please.
Once the three of you are on the table and they begin to strap you into the table, and they make a best effort with Bronca to kind of like strap her in. Then they flip a few switches. You hear some turbines begin to whir up and speed. The lights, the dim lights already in this room go darker. The tables lift and begin to lift up, hovering up off the ground. Bronca's only a little bit of straining against her size, but then and as it does so, King Rudo does say, the procedure may be unpleasant, and then the machines kick into full gear. And I need each of you to make a vigor roll.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Your water sack should hold up.
Well, it always has. I am
All right,
special.
so I see Bronca has rolled a 5, which is a success, and Teltron's rolled a 5, which is a success. Brotan, you did not succeed that vigor check. Are you happy with that?
I'm definitely not, because it would be really unfortunate to potentially perish this early in the experience. So it's Benny time.
I smell chicken.
Okay.
It must be your bird bones.
Let's find out.
All right. You spend a Benny. And
With
give me another vigor
vigor.
check. There we go.
Hey!
You thought
That's
you
an
had
11.
me.
That's a success and a raise. And
You are
with
one
that-
hard-boiled egg.
You mean
With
turkey?
that, you're blasted with this intense amber-colored protecto rays projecting from an array of pulsing tube lights. They are the procedure, however, is successful on all of you.
It's alive.
And for the rest of the adventure, at least, you receive a +2. Sorry. for the rest of the adventure, you do not need to roll vigor checks every hour when out exposed to the energies of the Moon of Lunita. But had you failed, had you not gone through the treatment, you would have, basically.
Okay.
Every hour out there would have cost you cost a vigor check. But you're once the procedure's over, you are escorted to guest quarters and told that there will be a banquet held in your honor within the hour.
Outstanding.
Where they will talk more about this mysterious energy force and what could be done about it.
This moon knows how to treat a visitor.
Now we feast.
You smell that?
With that time to kind of your quarters are all close next to each other, you can easily move from one room to the other and speak with each other and decide what you can say now that you're not constantly being in the presence of everybody else at the moment. You can talk more openly with each other on what you think.
I can also help the professor repair his flaming belt.
There's also
Yes.
that as well.
I would like to repair my belt, if I may.
Yeah.
What do I need to do?
You just it takes 10 minutes and a repair roll.
Okay. Let's try that. Who?
That is a 5, which is a success.
My belt is back to functioning,
Yep.
and I feel much more manly with it. All right. I don't know about you, but I think the princess is taken with me. Sorry, Brotan.
She must crave for a smaller specimen. It's okay, we all have a flavor.
Look into my eye. No, well, I don't mind. I mean, how could she resist? Oh, this!
How could she? How could she? I barely can myself.
And that's why you sleep at the other end of the rocket ship.
I hope that impressed you, even just a little.
Perhaps we should leverage this unexplainable attraction she has to your form in order to figure out how to get us off this moon.
Love makes you weak and stupid. Make sure we exploit this in the princess.
She speaks the truth.
Yeah, that's what my dad told me.
Fathers.
I do agree, though, with Beboop that I think that we should explore this situation. And Bronca, I think you're also right. If the princess can help us get off this moon, I think it would be worthwhile for us to take advantage of her. Well, her help.
Resources.
When in Mongo.
But I do think that it would also be worthwhile for us to check out these magnetic fluctuations. I bet that Mings has something going on here. Maybe he's digging up crystals to power his war fleet, or maybe trying to create some kind of radioactive mutant soldiers.
I'd like to go out to this sea and stretch my legs. This castle is unbearably small.
Yeah, I noticed you bumped your head a lot.
Well, you continue. You're able to have a little bit more of a conversation, and then you're summoned to the banquet hall for dinner in roughly about an hour. You are shown to your tables. Teltron, of course, you you find that you are seated directly next to Princess Lura, who is just latches onto you. Almost
delighted, my dear.
They begin to serve you wine, fine wine and food. And the conversation is pleasant, but not very specific for a little while. They're talking about the weather. Sure is a lot of it. It's everywhere.
Only we could do something about it.
A little while into the dinner, there is a sudden rumbling, and you feel the entire building begin to shake. All the silverware, and the cutlery on the table rises up about a foot off the table, as if elevated by some magnetic force, and then
that's even more fun.
And the robot, and then it all kind of flings off towards the northward across the room a few feet, and then before dropping and collapsing and clattering onto the table, spilling drinks and pushing plates and whatnot around. And
I was dancing.
King Rudo is there. You see, something unnatural is occurring out in the Sea of Bewilderment. He points off in the same northward direction that the cutlery was traveling. That tremor was even more powerful than the last one. From what my sister and I have seen, you're far more qualified and better equipped to investigate this situation. Well, would you be willing to help us before our entire kingdom is reduced to rubble?
Princess Lura, did the world move for you too?
Oh, yes.
Well, we can't have that.
She goes, you would, I would loathe to see you leave. I have so many questions I'd like to have and so many conversations, but if you were to return a hero of Lunita, then there could be no objection to us spending forever together.
Why, yes. Wait, did you say forever?
As a scientist with a mind such as yours, you would certainly flourish here on Lunita. Our gem science is unsurpassed. My brother's research could open up whole new fields of technology for you.
Yes, a marriage.
How about an apartment first? I'll get my own apartment and someplace outside of town. But yes,
he is playing coy. Go in for the kill.
Fast tracks of science.
Yes.
I go over to Wingman. I just slide in and I put my hand on his back and I say, "Oh, princess, he means an apartment of love for the two of you to share, of course."
He does.
Right?
He does.
This is moving a little fast. I'm feeling...
Just on the planets. Look at him.
I think it would be best if we all left for a while and investigated this magnetic issue before Beboop is destroyed. You saw the way he was thrown around, or it was. She was. Yes. For Beboop.
For Beboop.
Princess Laura goes, yes, my fine. He goes, my fine specimen. You're right. Go. Become the hero that I know you are. And I will work on my brother. He is resistant. He does not like to share his technologies, but when you return, I think there will be a place here in the palace for you.
A warm one.
I look forward to seeing the lab.
Your lab.
Yeah.
Is that what you call it now?
Yes, Beboop. Beboop.
I'll update my dictionaries.
So, assuming here that you accept this quest that the King Rudo is asking you to partake on behalf of his kingdom, he tells you that they can help you with supplying you with equipment that you might find useful on the journey. They say that they can carry you as far as the edge of the Sea of Bewilderment. But at the edge of the volcanic basin, even their tractor cars will not be able to make much headway in the sands. So
what about any
you'll have to go on
beasts?
They have none of those. They are much more focused on being a technological society, and so this is no
offense, Brotad.
This is.
It doesn't appear to be any.
Just of the beasts that these people have ever seen.
Well, they don't ride any beasts. They relied almost entirely on technology here, and so this magnetic field energy forces, whatever it is completely crippled their entire means of production and distribution. But they give you access to King Rudo's armory for gear, if there's anything that you would find useful to take with you. And in fact, if you look at the table, you'll see in a moment here appear a little icon, what looks like a suitcase with some bullets. You open that up, and there will be inside a little store, for lack of a better word, of things that you can acquire for your characters. All you need to do is click on it, and it'll be added to your character sheet.
Ooh, exciting goggles.
Shopping. And it looks like we can have anything.
Yep.
Well, loading myself up. Here we go.
If you have any questions about what any of this stuff is, just feel free to ask, and I can explain it all.
Yeah, the affix oil vial. This sounds interesting for other biologicals.
Affix oil vial is a cartridge that is used to. It's a liquid that, when exposed to atmosphere, turns into a gas, and each vial is enough to. It's basically in some other places it's called sleeping gas. It's enough to knock out a living creature. Usually, about one vial can take out about one person, unless you load it into a sleep gas gun, which can more effectively disperse it into a cone template. And,
should we assume gems are like ammunition?
The small ray gems are ammunition for a gem ray pistol, and a medium ray gem is ammunition for a gem ray rifle.
Well, I feel like I need that.
I don't need a ray gun. However, I do think the sleeping gas would be very valuable. And since we've been zapped, do we need an environment suit?
The environment suit will help you on just dealing with the heat when you get out there. Unfortunately, they do not have one in the appropriate size for the giantess.
Well,
it's shameful.
Bronca, this probably isn't the first time that's happened to you.
That's part of her hindrance. But,
all the time.
But she gets a Benny for it because that is part of one of her hindrances.
Could we get a couple of them and wrap them together for her? Or?
I was thinking that.
If they had more time, they could weave one. They say it's made out of a special woven gem fibers that help protect against extreme heat and cold. However, the way the magnetic fields have been increasing steadily, they don't really have the time, and they're hoping that you guys would go take care of this as quickly as possible.
All right. Well, how do we add that to our character sheet, or do we just?
If all you have to do is double click, I think, on the or click on the. Yeah, just click on the items. I think it should add it to your character sheets. Does anybody?
I clicked on the little dollar sign that is gray.
Yeah.
The purchase button.
then
there
you
we go.
may,
Okay.
and you may choose the amount of things. And as you can see, I have already really cleaned out here.
You see 15 medium ray gems.
Hey, you never know, okay?
Yeah.
That may not even be enough. This is a lot like my problem in the other game that I play with Cheyenne, where I have purchased 100 pounds of rope because you never know.
Well, I will know that each one of those medium ray gems is 50 shots for your rifle.
Well, it is Broten shoots first and doesn't ask. So, I need them all.
Yeah.
And it's probably not enough.
I managed to swipe 20 goggles. So.
It's very bee-boop.
Yeah, I think I could do something with them.
I can see that being important. Yeah.
Bronco's too
it.
crunchy and granola to carry money on her. She doesn't have enough money to buy goggles, so
Well, no,
she's
none of it.
You'd also have to like put them together.
None of it costs anything. They're giving it to you for free. Our prices list. The prices are listed there, but they're free. You can grab any of them.
I was finished, but when you said free, like part of me just went, ugh, and I was like, I have to go back.
You know, the fee is the fact that you are going out into the sea of the volcanic wastelands in order to find out what's causing this, and hopefully they want you to be equipped enough that you'll be able to find it and put an end to it before you succumb to the horrible hazards that await you out there.
Okay. Well, I think we're all ready to go then, unless somebody else feels the need.
All right,
Bronson, I don't know if do you need anything else for your size? Some extra canteens or anything?
You were provided with all that sort of stuff, but we're not going to keep track of that. This is Fast Furious fun.
Bee-boop, you have plenty of oil and
Goggles?
Yeah, and goggles.
The amount of oil I carry is a slightly personal question, and I'd like you to take it back.
All right. Well, I'm a man of science, I promise you.
Science.
Oh, I'm not a doctor.
Once you've outfitted yourselves, you're taken to a roller, which is the conveyance that they use, and which takes you across green fields and rolling hills, and eventually delivers you to the entrance of a rocky valley that leads into the Sea of Bewilderment. From that point, you are to continue on foot, and you begin to set off into a forbidding land of infinite sun-baked desert. And let's.
Bronca, do you want to go first?
I will forge the way. I know you're all quite small, so
I am
absolutely
small and cowardly, so or perhaps Prince Brotan would like to fly ahead and reconnoiter, to use a word all the cool kids are using.
It is among my abilities. I wish that you had wings, my friend, but I shall fly enough for the lot of us. That does feel very... I was going to try to be really cool and, not activate my flying because, it's like when you got your friends with you.
Kind of a flex, right?
It's a bit of a flex, but Brotan's all about that flex, so let's try it. Let's fly ahead.
Never thought he'd leave. No.
I heard that, and I like you too, Professor. I pulled something just there. No matter. Are y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for the flying?
Well,
well, you have to wait.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait
because it's good. You don't get good stuff for free.
It might be the size of this scene that's throwing off the animation here. Hang on a second. Well, you'll certainly see it coming up here in a moment. But yeah, so you go flying.
I'm doing stretches.
Back to the table.
I feel like maybe he'd be stretching the wrong parts, like all the things that aren't the wings.
Don't strain and get giblet.
Yeah.
So you head out into the desert. You go marching for some time through valleys and rocky terrain, climbing, sliding down into sandy pits and heading ever northward. Occasionally you have to stop as you can feel the ground begin to rumble and shake. The small tremors that build, but luckily you're far away from anything that could pose a danger to you guys necessarily. No avalanches or rock slides that come up upon you. And you are out in until you find yourself walking between a sort of narrow valley, a couple rock outcroppings on your left, a large plateau on your right. You're moving along, and I'm going to have Brotan, since you've taken to the air, you're going to give me a notice roll at +2. Everyone else just gives me a regular notice roll.
Well, let's hope that I notice.
Oh my!
Oh
lordy!
I do see it. Nothing escapes my glance, my grasp, my knowledge of things that occur.
All of you see it.
Aren't you jealous of the goggles?
I didn't see.
I see it so good that everyone sees it.
But everyone else, everyone else everybody succeeds. Most of you got it with a raise.
Yeah, as you're sticking lint out of his belt.
As you're walking along, these mysterious black shadows pass over you.
What was that?
Large, wide, winged shadows circle from a circle from higher up in the sky.
That was me. It was me.
And then you hear the screeching as you turn and look at these massive creatures dive down upon you. And
Good Lord, are these friends of yours?
And you just hear this cry that chills you to your bone, just this. And
I don't think they're friends.
Quick, take cover behind the woman.
Look, Braga.
And with that, we are going to draw cards.
Woo!
Cool.
I am feasted and ready for a skirmish. Just getting wilder and wilder.
High card goes to Prince Brotan.
Oh no!
Oh, awesome.
You can see these giant two-headed lizard bat-like creatures swirling above you, looking to figure out which one of you is the weak one to pick off and carry home to their nest. Who's going to go first? So Prince Brotan, what are you going to do?
I think I must. Well, I I will not be asking any questions. I'm stuck in the Prince Brotan voice forever.
It's going to take a while to wear off.
Yeah,
I'm
that's going
Taylor
to be
right
a lot,
now.
like 3 or 4 weeks kind of thing.
Good luck with your meeting tomorrow.
Woo! That's definitely gonna close the deal. You know what?
Marketing will be important to us all.
SEO. You know what? I would like to try a flying maneuver, which I know I have to roll in athletics for. I don't have to roll to fly, but to do something cool while I fly.
Well, it all
which
depends
is
on what it is that you're trying to do.
I would like to kind of fly up menacingly towards the screecher. I'm staying out of bounds. I don't know how we count steps in the air, but we'll try it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna kind of like get onto my back in the air, and I'm gonna whip out my brand new rifle. Thank you to the king and queen. And I'm gonna fire off a round right into the screecher's mouth. Ah!
Okay, so none of that sounds like you need to make an athletics roll to do.
Really? Excellent.
No, that's
I'm just gonna do it then.
That is essentially moving and making an attack.
Well, if you saw it, you'd be like, "Whoa!"
I mean, I'm sure it looks cool.
It's impressive.
But you are of a race that naturally flies. So
Great.
I would not going to make you make an athletics roll to naturally move using your wings.
Phenomenal. Because, if Taylor was doing that, there'd be like 13 rolls that would need to happen. But we're Brotan today.
No.
So, gem,
All right, so-
ray, rifle.
So move to the distance that you would like to be at. There's 2 screechers, one on either side of you of the party. Move to the side in the direction that you'd like to. Don't forget to hover your cursor over the screecher and hit T to target it. And that's the way you get the cool special effects.
All right. Here we go.
All right, that is a hit.
Nice.
So,
Eat my laser beast.
all right, you want to click on the green energy, the green text there to roll damage?
Here we go.
And it is shaken. So the first screecher is shaken. Moving on, first screecher goes, tries to unshake and does not. Second screecher goes. Its movement, and its flight movement is let's see, let's double check here. 24. So
Fast bugger.
it's going to it's going to decide it's going to go for the smaller prey because it doesn't think it can carry off the giant.
Smart.
So I'm going to roll a d6 here, and Professor, you're 1 and 2. Robot, you're actually it's Professor, you're 1, 2, and 3, and Brotan, you're 4, 5, and 6 because it can't eat the robot. So there we go. And all right, Professor, you're the target.
Of course.
Everybody on this planet wants to eat you.
Yeah.
Comes screeching out of the sky at you and attempts to make a fighting attack. Here.
Run away! Run away!
4.
that
Acing
ain't
that
good.
roll with a 10 to hit.
A danger
I was-
rainbow.
I'm assuming that was a hit.
Yeah, that's definitely a hit.
If the professor doesn't get a hit at 10, then I would like to know his regiment.
It's as it comes down. It's I rolled bite, but it's the same for claws. It sinks its talons into your flesh and kind of tears out a piece of the shoulder. Unless you'd like to try and soak that.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
And how do I do that? Is it just
All right.
spend
So
a minute?
right there in the chat window, you see right next to where it says the wound that you've apparently taken.
Oh, yes. Okay.
There's a little Benny with a little drop of blood and a line drawn through it. Just click that, and it will spend the Benny and roll your vigor.
It says only GM has permission to do this.
Oh, really? That's interesting. Okay.
Oh, wait. Let me try this. There we go.
There you
Ha ha!
go. Yay.
All right, so you spend the Benny, you roll a 5 on your vigor check. You soak the damage. You manage to like drop out of the way of the talents as they come swooping in, and it catches a bit on your suit, but doesn't actually get a good grip on you.
My pants.
And that's the second Screecher's go. Giantess, you're up.
Get it off me, Giantess.
I believe that I need to just move a little closer to this guy so that I can get him away from my science friend. And I'm going to, I got to do this
Everyone
and then
should
T,
have
right?
a science friend.
Everyone.
I'm going to attack with my giant axe. Just
Protect me, Bronca! Protect me!
All right, so you need to step in where you're actually like in range there of the Screecher. And target it.
Should I go like here?
You should basically be less. You should have less than an inch between you.
Cool. I think I'm already targeted. It has the little oranges.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So I am going to wild attack because I'm in a frenzy. I'm really nervous about our science friend. He's our ticket out of here. So.
All right. So.
Ooh,
nice. Okay. That's a
Glad
hit with a raise.
Wasn't a 1.
Yes.
So then, woo!
Oh, wow. Okay, and with that,
2 and shaken.
All right, so it's gonna try and soak that.
Oh no, you don't.
No.
It does. How do I spend my own bennies? It says it doesn't have any bennies.
Good.
But I'm trying to spend one of my GM bennies here.
Sheet. Yeah.
Not a soul will complain.
None.
Well, they're not. Okay, so I'm going to spend. I have 4 bennies to my name.
Instead, we shall celebrate. Ah!
And I'll spend 1 to make a vigor check.
Thank you, Screechers.
4. That it will soak. That would soak 1, but I need to soak both of them, and I can't. So it goes. With that, the axe comes crashing into the right in between the 2 heads of the Screecher, and just kind of sinks down deep. And the creature screams one last time and collapses into the dust and sand of the Sea of Bewilderment. The other one, perched up on the high rock, bellows out in rage. And Beboop, you're up.
I think I'm within range to hit this guy with my ray gun rifle, am I not?
You could very well be.
I think so. I can scooch a little, but I would like to try and shoot him with that. I should be.
Critical failure.
Oh no! What happens?
So I'm sorry. You're using your ray gun
It
rifle?
happens to all of us
that's
sometimes.
the built-in ray gun in your arm.
It's not just me.
So basically, you raise your ray gun arm in order to fire off a blast at the thing, and it has your long walk here through the desert has clogged the intake nozzles on the thing, and basically it begins to power up, and then it just sort of fizzles out, and just this choking gout of sand kind of like melts and oozes out of the seams of it, and you're like, and you look down at your arm in shock and surprise. And
It's very sad.
yes, Professor Teltron, you're up.
Okay. I will move almost behind Bronca.
Mm-hmm.
Protect me. And I would like to target him with my electro beam, my bolt.
Okay. So again, just hover your cursor over the Screecher that you're aiming at. Hit T to target
All right.
it, and that's a module for the folks there at home that I found called T is for target. It's a lot of fun if you're using Foundry. It makes things go a lot quicker. Well, interesting. It seemed like the bolts came from everybody, at least on my end. That was a hit. So just click the green text there to roll damage. Oh my! This is not going to be a very long fight at all, is it? I'm going to spend my second of 4 bennies here to see if I can soak that into the net.
Smite him with your science. Smite him.
Science.
So describe
It's
describe this energy beam that your
I
magnificent device
point at it
emits.
with my pointy finger, and a beam emerges from my pointy finger, and I rarely miss at this range, and fire out an electro beam that zaps into it, and it does the cartoon wiggle and then drops as a steaming cooked bird with those little poofy things on the legs.
Excellent. And with that, the second screecher is just thoroughly fried. And you'll find it is the desert sort of goes quiet again. The screeches kind of die off into a gurgle, and then but the heat remains. The desert just sorts of pounds on down. The sun cooking the birds even further, and yourselves as well. You long for the sweet release of night, which you hope will be coming soon, and you head off further northward across the Sea of Bewilderment.
But if we get to night, it's going to get cold.
Yes, but luckily your environment suits will protect you against both.
And we shall have to.
At which point, the giant has been walking through the desert here for some time, and she is particularly not well accustomed to heat. Coming from the frozen lands of the mountains. So I'm going to have her make a vigor check. She has the hindrance, environmental weakness, heat.
You forgot to hydrate.
Which means she's at -4 to this vigor check.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm going to spend a Benny.
Okay.
Yes. Spend them.
So do I need to add or subtract anything since this is since I am, or do I just do that at the end in my mind?
We can do it in your mind, or you can do it, when you click on vigor. If you click on vigor, you can add in a situational mod, but I'm also able to subtract 4 from any number rolled. So I can do that in my head. And 4 from 4 is pretty easy to calculate. I think it's a 3.
One more Benny.
Okay.
One more. It's too early to be through with all Bennies, guys.
Yeah.
No. Why does this always happen to me?
That is a 1, still not a success.
You don't look well, my dear.
It's close, right?
Are you going to keep going with those bennies, or are you going to stop there?
Can we aid in any way?
Like, can the robot spritz me?
Can we on like a mister?
Can we fan her?
You can try. Yeah, sure. That would be an athletics check from Brotan, and I'm sure
will
Brotan, hell yes.
And maybe the robot's got some sort of coolant that.
I have healing. And repair. I can't repair a giant anyway. Lip balm.
I mean, that's helpful.
I'm sorry, what was that? Professor Teltron wrote in athletics? What was that for?
Oh, I did that. Sorry.
How did you do that?
I clicked. We're all so little. And ignore what you saw. Nothing. I am over here, and I am these powerful wings. And hopefully, this roll will be better.
No, it was a 4. That would be a +1 I would give you her a +1 on the roll, but still, she rolled a 5 minus 4, so that would bring her roll to a 2, which is still not a success.
Come on,
Perhaps
people. What else we got?
Find shelter.
All right, another Benny then.
Oh goodness.
All right, give me another roll.
Does Brotan have to reroll, or do I just get the 1?
No, you still get the +1.
Awesome.
So it's -3 all day instead of -4. There we go.
There we go.
Yes.
All right, 8 -3 is 5, which is a success. So you're able to carry on through the desert, and you do not gain a level of fatigue from the extreme heat, but you are beginning to doubt your choices. That's for sure.
So you guys see me, like, my hair is all, like, plastered to my forehead, and I look like death, and I, like, take off my fancy outer, like, sheepskin and bear skins that I have on me, and I'm really flagging. But I'm trying. I will not be bested by this heat.
Do we need to find some shelter, or should we press on?
Does it seem like it'll be difficult to navigate where we need to go, or is it a fairly straight path to what we're looking for? Do we have equipment to help guide us, or some sort of map or a sense of where we're headed?
You were given all sorts of maps and navigation
Maps and
equipment on the way.
directions. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Besides, all we have to do is watch Boop and see if he starts flying in that direction.
Floating like a Chinese vampire.
Like a GPS.
Just hold on to his feet, and we'll use him as a dowsing rod.
Future compass.
All right, so you continue heading northward, or do you find some shady place to crawl into and wait until nighttime to continue going?
I mean, we can wait if it's going to be straining on our giant friend.
Well,
we're not
it's getting late in the day, so you probably.
I wonder if the temperature drop would help, though.
Yeah.
I need a sit down.
Perhaps we should find a campsite for the night. It's going to get cold and dark and cold.
Ah, yes. I look forward to it.
Well, for her, it would be better to walk at night because of that.
Yeah.
Right. So we can press on through the night if
Correct.
Yeah.
Frost giant.
Okay.
All right.
I can turn on my flashlight finger to help.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you find some shady places there near the Screechers, where the Screechers attacked, and there's a spot that's kind of like in the shade from the desert heat, and you find it's immediately just more comfortable there in the shade, and then you kind of wait till it starts getting later, and it looks like it's closer towards twilight, and then you head off on foot again. It's actually quite beautiful at twilight, Lunita. The stars become visible, and you begin to catch sight of falling stars kind of streaking across the atmosphere, and more falling stars, and more falling stars. And then suddenly you realize you're in some sort of gigantic meteor storm. Some of them come burning through the sky, frighteningly close to your location. And each time they strike, more tremors rocking the ground. You're knocked to and fro, and all of a sudden you see a large grouping of them hurtling straight for you.
Ah!
And with this, we're going to start another. We're going to do a catastrophe task from Flash Gordon rules. 5 rounds, and we're going to just pull 1 card each round, and based on that card is actually just. I'm going to in this right here. We're going to draw one card each round, and based on that card is the athletics roll that you have to make in order to avoid getting hit or crushed by meteorites as they come streaking towards the ground.
Curse you, nature!
Challenge!
Well, as it turns out, these are all iron-rich meteorites being pulled in by the same magnetic force that's rocking and tearing apart Lunita.
Perhaps we can use them later on.
So, round one, drawing the card to the table, and it is the 9 of spades. Here, make it nice and big, which is unfortunately, an athletics check at -4.
Whoa.
Oh. That ain't good.
Well.
So everyone give me an athletics check at -4. All right, so I got a 0. Oh. Teltron is does incredibly well.
Let's try that again.
And that's with the -4. Oh.
There we go.
All right, so let's see. Boop makes a roll at -4 with a 6. Bronca fails with a 3. Brotan fails with a 2. Teltron succeeds with a success and a raise. So.
Protan versus the meteors. Ah! Ow! A small one. It's no bother.
All right, and Bianca still does not succeed. So here's what's going to happen: if you fail, no one critically failed the roll, so that's good. Those that do,
you're doing a terrible job tonight with these rolls, guys.
What are you talking about?
Those that did
drama.
fail the roll get a token put next to their character.
Oh.
And then at the end of the 5 rounds, the number of tokens will determine what has happened to you.
Okay.
Ouch.
Oh, goodness.
However, getting a success and a raise allows you to. Getting a success means you get no token. Getting a raise means it allows you to remove a token.
Oh.
So can I remove one from my allies?
I think that sounds like a perfectly heroic thing to do. Unfortunately, you're not very heroic, are you?
Not in the classical sense of heroic, as in being brave and doing things for other people. No.
But the professor is a man of science.
Cowardice is a form of heroism.
So I would totally allow anybody with a heroic edge to do that, certainly. Or but unfortunately, Teltron, no.
No.
All right, so
Do I need to roll again since I failed?
No. Well, there's that's just round 1. We're doing 5. We're doing 4 more. So second card coming to the table here.
We have many more opportunities to die.
Yeah, the Queen of Hearts. Queen is means you make an athletics check at -2.
That's better.
Wow. Rotan is distracted.
All right, so let's see. Bronca rolls a 4. Right? Oh no. Yeah. Let's see. So many dice rolls here. Okay, so Brotan rolls a 7, so you are able to remove. You didn't get a raise, so no new token is added. Teltron rolls a 1, so you get a token, but it's not. it is not a critical failure, so you don't get 2. Boop rolls a 5, so you succeed and no token. And Bronca, you did not succeed, so you get a second token.
You're a big target, honey.
Yeah.
That's
the largest of targets.
Next round.
I only have 2 bennies left. I can't just spend them.
Oh no.
10 of hearts.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, 10 is the cutoff for a -4 on the athletics check.
No.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh.
So, round 3, -4.
Save our tights. Please. Ah!
Oh, a critical failure from somebody. Professor Teltron gets a critical failure.
Yes. Oh, that's going to hurt.
I venture that is a token.
There we go.
What are the final rolls here? It's all over the place. Okay, working my way up.
The meteors are so beautiful. I'll catch one.
I want
Bronca
to
Frostbeard
taste it.
ends with a 3, which is not a success. So that's another token for her. Boop ends with a 4, which is a success, no token. Let's see. Teltron got a critical failure, which means
I had my mouth open.
They aren't snowflakes, Teltron.
Hot, 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 hot.
It's like pizza bird.
so that's 2 tokens on the professor and on Boop. Did Boop roll there? What is it?
No, he did.
Yeah, no, I didn't get any token. Yeah, it was a 4.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that there.
It's okay.
Okay, yeah. All right.
I spent
Okay.
a Benny.
Yeah. All right. That's round 3. Round 4. Here. Hang on 1 second. Drawing the card to the table. Hey, this is a joker. I mean, no, not a joker. It's a jack.
Oh.
-2.
Ah, feeling better. Nope. Ha ha!
I see lots of dice arcing all over the place. All right. Everyone happy with their final rolls there? Or not happy,
No,
but
I
satisfied
need
with the
to
rolls?
spend that Benny.
Okay.
Oh, drat.
Got even worse.
I'll take one more just because.
Okay. Now, all right. That's your roll went down by 1 each time. Went from
That's
a
what
3
we
to
call
a 2 to a
diminishing
1.
returns.
Are any of us heroic enough to help?
Well, in order to help, you have to have aced. You need to have gotten a raise on a roll.
Oh, I got an 11 on this one.
Now, there's also the point where you can all choose to, if you all agree to, declare a cliffhanger, which is where we will. It looks like it's a certain doom for everybody. We take a 5-minute break and we come back and find out how you all miraculously survived and what new horrible situation you've fallen into.
Interesting.
I like it.
Let's do it.
I'm down.
How will we ever survive? I don't know. This is the end.
This could be the end of our fine friends as a meteor upon meteor comes crashing down onto the surface of Lunita. There is no chance for escape. What could possibly happen? Tune in 5 minutes. We'll take a 5-minute break and we'll come back and find out what has happened.
Awesome.
All right. Do we have like a little? Are we just going to sit around here and talk, or Scott, do you want to come in and talk about anything? I'm not sure if we got a hold screen for this.
We are still live, I think. Aha!
It does look like we're still alive. Hey there! I can't hear you. Can't hear you, Chris.
Is that my cue to come on and say hello to everybody?
Yeah. Why don't you come on and we'll talk for a little bit here while we're taking this 5-minute break.
You guys are doing amazing. I love it. Love everything you guys are doing. It is fantastic. Let's see. Let's remove everybody from stream. There we go. So Taylor, you didn't tell everybody, unless you're hopping off. You are the furthest. Like, you've traveled the longest distance to be here tonight. Where do you live?
It's true. I live in Iceland. I can't stop the laugh. I'm sorry. It comes with it now.
Yeah, the Brian Blessed vibe is truly like, I think Brian Blessed is like, I'm a little less me tonight because somebody is just tapping all of Brian Blessed.
I learned that he climbed Mount Everest like multiple times.
Hot damn.
I know. And he has completed astronaut training.
Wait. Did you just make Brian Blessed the coolest person in the entire planet? Like,
I sure didn't. He did that.
So was this all in your research for playing like a Hawkman? You're like, Google up Hawkman, and then
I was watching on YouTube, and then it kept playing, and then it turned into a Brian Blessed documentary, and I was like, I will definitely watch this, and it was tons. It was crazy. He's done a million things. He's like the coolest. I feel like I need to write him a letter. I need to find him.
You went down the rabbit hole.
It's not hard to do. The internet, it's a pit. It's a pit.
So
that's why I never get any work done. It's like, click and read.
It never stops. That's why I'm not allowed on it. And if my handlers find me, what are you doing?
That's not Taylor. That person has a beard. That can't be Taylor. What are you talking about?
She's dead. This one's here now.
So you guys are aware of Talk Like a Pirate Day, right?
Army.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, just happens to be my birthday. I've always enjoyed that, but I've been trying to get a October 9th made into a sort of like a similar holiday, Talk Like Brian Blessed Day. It's his birthday. And I've just, in every October 9th, I just turn on the caps lock, and for the rest of the day, everything is shouted.
I love that. And I think that should be an internationally declared holiday.
Yes.
I mean, the dude's kind of amazing. I'm trying to think, so Liam Neeson was in Krull. What was there? So there's another really early one that like Brian Blessed was in. But I mean, the man, like, it really is kind of like my dad is convinced that the only good actors are the British actors, and it's kind of true. Like, if you think about it, like, we make fun of him, like, everybody who's got, kind of like Sean Connery, right? Like, I mean, I guess he's technically British Isles-ish. But like, he plays a Russian who just happens to have a Scottish accent. He plays an American who has a Scottish accent. He plays a Frenchman with a Scottish accent. He plays an Englishman with a Scottish accent. But it's just like
yeah. I want to say, looking over the chat here real quick, a couple things. Yes, John Doom, we are using Foundry VTT tonight. I love it. You can do so many cool things with it. So definitely using that to run everything. I saw someone else talking about the cards, how much they like the art of the cards. Those cards are available from the Pinnacle store. I'm sure I also saw Scott talking about it. But yeah, for everybody who didn't see that go by, that is part of the double action deck that you can get when you order the box set for Flash Gordon, but I think they also sell them individually. and it's all original art from the original comic strips.
So yes, Amy, lots of love for the Foundry tonight. So kudos on that.
So you've done a beautiful job. The maps and everything has been going really well. It helps.
Well, thank you.
Cheyenne's the man. Cheyenne is the man.
And Taylor, I don't know how you're going to stop talking like this.
This is me now.
Yeah.
I will say when that it reminds me a lot of, I mean, the how hard it's going to be to give that up is like how hard it was when we got back from the Savage cruise last year. For weeks afterwards, any laying down anywhere just felt like you're still on the cruise ship. You just had this we had our sea legs for like a month, and it's just like, and in our dreams we were still like rocking in that.
It's better than being seasick. So
no, yeah, we didn't get sick at all, but it was just like when the for the people who don't know, who the Rocky Mountain Savages organized this amazing cruise on the Carnival cruise out of New Orleans back in 2019, and it was about 100 Savage Worlds gamers for 7 nights touring the Caribbean and playing Savage Worlds every night on board the ship, and it was a lot of fun. And I played more games in those 7 days than I think I had played in the previous 7 months. And in a game that I was running games every week back home, but I still got more gaming in on that cruise.
Right. We got another one planned.
Yes. We are leaving the very beginning of 2022 out of Orlando, which is Cape Canaveral. So we're gonna January, I think 3rd through the 8th is the actual cruise, and then if people want to come down a little bit early for that weekend, it's like the January, the leave date is a Monday, and so if you kind of want to come down Friday, you can be in Orlando for New Year's, which should be exciting. And it was like Orlando's got, I mean, they've got, like, obviously they have Disney, and then they've got the Universal one, so you can do like Star Wars and Harry Potter, but they also have the Space Center, so you can go. Like, we're so hoping that the rocket schedule lines up that we can like see a launch, or at least like go do a tour of the launch center. Right, nerd tour for rockets, because like, I mean, like Flash, right? Like we got rockets going on here. Like the Cheyenne's gorgeous background for this. Let me see. See, we got rockets. There's rockets. Let me go see rockets.
Well, that background is the actual background for the Flash Gordon book. That's where that came from.
So pretty.
That's when you pick up the Flash Gordon rule book. That's the painted background. That's all the text sits on top of.
Right. Oh, and we might get Scott. So
I've already pre-ordered. We put in our deposit for the new Savage cruise. We're just and we're getting our second vaccine shot on Friday.
Yay!
I was fully vaccinated on Cinco de Mayo.
So then we're just crossing our fingers that our daughter can do that as well. That's going to be the main.
So one of the cool things. Okay, so if Cheyenne wasn't already the most amazing thing, so his wife is even cooler, and then his daughter trumps all of that. You don't have to give her first name because, little kid, but her middle name is the coolest middle name in the entire history of middle names. It is the most Savage World's middle name ever. And if you want to say it, you can. If not,
we don't keep it a secret. Okay. I've talked about it on the stream. My daughter is named after my grandmother, who was a seamstress for Walt Disney before the parks opened up. She sewed all the original costumes for Disney World.
Cool.
And she was Grandma Max. Her real name was Maxine, but everyone just called her Grandma Max. And so my daughter is Maxine. And then we, when my wife and I first got married, before Maxine came along,
that's usually how that works.
Yeah, usually, but not always.
Not always.
She decided she was going to take my last name, so she took the last name Wright, and she never liked her first name and always went by a shortened nickname. She never liked, so she wanted to change her first name as well. And then she was like, "Well, if I'm changing my last name and I'm changing my first name, I'm changing my middle name." So my wife took the middle name Danger. And had to go and stand in front of a judge and explain why she was changing all her names, like make a promise that she wasn't like running from the law or anything like that. So
God.
But then when we had our daughter Maxine, we said, well, what are we going to give her as her middle name? She's like, well, she's going to get my middle name, obviously. So my daughter is Max Danger.
Adorable.
That's cool as heck.
Right? She her own series of novels named after her. The Adventures of Max Danger. Love it.
I'm super jealous.
Right? And she's the coolest little kid.
I want to trade.
I'm kind of amazed that the Wrights made it on the cruise and left with their daughter, because she's the coolest little kid ever. Everybody loved her. She's an amazing little role player. They already have her well trained on role playing etiquette. And there's a lot of fun stuff to do on the cruise for kids. So if you guys are thinking about coming, they have a whole kids program and a teens program. So you can put your kids and let them have fun while you're playing or partying, either one, right? I mean, like there's the last year, our room that we were playing in had a bar in the middle of it. So that's how close we were to adult entertainment. It's kind of this amazing, Indian colonial,
it was called the Ivory Room.
Yes. And yes, definitely. There was friezes on the wall that were from Indian art.
Elephant tusk, window frames, not real elephant tusk.
Right, of course. Yes. No actual ivory, but it was pretty epic. And then this next cruise we booked out the conference center because we are going to be bigger. I mean, I think there's already over 100 and some people signed up in the first week, and we haven't really been pushing the cruise since, because we're also going to Deadwood, so you can come to Deadwood in August. But yeah, the cruise is amazing. There's definitely kids stuff to do, but little Maxine Danger was amazing, and what a kid! A credit to you'd think that there was only so much talent to go around, right? And then
in one family,
right. No, the parent raising skills are also D12s plus 2s. Great kid, and I don't say that a lot. I mean, I like little kids, but sometimes little kids are crazy and obnoxious. Nah, not Maxine. She's an amazing kid. So totally one of us
here.
Right? Yeah, it's Taylor.
This is why I'm leaving my children with grandparents.
Right. Sometimes you get a Maxine Danger, and then sometimes you get a Taylor, and that's just,
Ask anyone.
Right, yeah. Taylor, not originally from Iceland. Taylor banished to Iceland after crazy childhood.
Here because I chose it. I was put here.
Part of the probation deal. Yes.
I'm not in here with them.
Right. You're in here with me. Love that reference. So yeah, I'll get off screen so you guys can get back to the amazing action. If everybody remember, I'll pop the link in chat right now. We do have a Game On Tabletop crowdfunder. I do see you guys backing it because the numbers keep going up during the stream. So thank you for backing. We appreciate it. The Flash Gordon's RPG Legends of Mongo. It's a Savage Worlds booster box. It is filled with not only the adventure you're seeing tonight is in there, a whole and more, because we're not going to get through the whole thing, a whole nother adventure, and then a ton of pawns and other goodies. The pawns are pretty amazing. You can use them for any of your sci-fi, romance, intergalactic, futuristic space games. There's heroes, there's monsters. They're double-sided, so the art is on the back, and it's actually the back of the art. So if you got a thing for backsides, you can enjoy the backsides of the pawns.
Who doesn't?
Right? Who does not? Right? Do Hawkmen? Are Hawkmen carrying? Are they badonkadonk in the back?
Oh my God!
You might not know. You got to buy the box set to find out, because the back's on all the art is there.
Just for that.
Right?
How much junk is in the trunk?
For that monster romance that you can get into.
Right? Planetary Romance is great.
That's a lot of tail.
As Scott says, Scott wrote it. He's amazing. He was in the beginning of our stream. So Scott Woodard, thank you guys for backing it. We'll throw the link in the chat for those of you who are just joining us, and so you can check that out. There's only a limited number of the complete super duper box sets, which includes all the other Flash Gordon box sets, and the limited final. If you don't get them now, they're a crowdfunder exclusive. The cliffhanger tokens. Token's kind of the wrong word. Like, they're not like a coin. They're big enough to like hurt somebody, but don't hurt anybody. They'll make a clank on your table. You could wear them as a belt buckle. We've established this. So if you want the exclusive brass cliffhanger medallion. Medallion sounds better than token, right? Yes. Medallion. You can back at the highest level. The things in the chat, I'm going to get off screen because no one's paying to see me, and these guys are doing an amazing job. So if you are just joining us, this is right. Don't tell me what to do, Landauer. Lillian Lupin says, and which is true. I tell no one what to do. So these guys are in the middle of they're on a moon of Mongo, previously unexplored. But when they got there, they found out that there's actually people there, and there's mysterious happenings going on. They are being protected by space magic, more like sci-tech, from the effects of the moon, which are draining. But they all, even the giant, got on the ray beds and was protected. They've had some encounters, but they haven't quite yet figured out what's going on the moon. So if you want to find out what's happening on, is this Lunita? Yes, on Lunita. Stay tuned. Watch now. It's really good stuff. And if you want to find out what happens
we're not going all the way to the conclusion of this adventure tonight.
Of course not.
So
that would be against brand. So if you want to find out,
it's going to be a real cliffhanger.
Yeah, definitely. Be prepared to be unsatisfied.
Tune in next time, folks. So we appreciate everybody. The crowdfunder is going amazing. Check it out if you haven't. And otherwise, enjoy the performances of this amazing cast. Cheers, folks.
And we're back. Hello, everybody.
Bouncing around like we were shuffled.
The meteors all come crashing down upon you. The giantess. Well, actually, so here's where you guys get together and explain how you get out of this. Actually, this is something that you guys actually get to decide how you get out of that. And then I will add in what happens because of that. So I'm going to suggest
I did a bad
that the
job,
giantess sort of crouches over everybody. Everyone kind of huddles up underneath her, and she just basically takes a huge brunt of the meteorites as they come crashing down, kind of protecting them. But then she is knocked unconscious by this, trapping all of you in a sort of a little hollow underneath her, only coming to once the cold begins to set in on the desert from the desert night, reviving her and bringing her strength back.
It's okay. I'm real curvy, so it shouldn't be too bad for you guys.
It's like a womb-like embrace.
Yeah, like a tauntaun with less guts.
Yeah, there you go.
I like it.
Do you smell nicer?
I smell so good, like heather and lavender fields.
Well, you
with a touch of Old
your
Spice.
scent.
Yeah.
I'm invigorated.
I'll try and dig my way out of the sand from underneath the giantess.
Yeah. Well, as you do so, but now as you're climbing out, actually, give me an athletics check.
Brotan is the last to leave.
Let's admit it, we've all had this dream.
Haven't we?
Yeah.
Some of us are having it right now.
It's like the most
Professor Teltron, when it comes to rolling to dig himself out of danger, he rolls amazingly well. With a 19, that's a success and many raises.
There's 3 of them.
He knows how to engineer a sand tunnel, that's for sure.
So he dug us out too, I guess.
Yeah.
Guess we're all safe.
But
boy, it sure was lucky that she was able to absorb all those meteorites. Wow.
And only taking a level of fatigue for it.
Ooh.
You must come from one hell of a planet.
I wake up and I'm like revived by the cold, and I like just beat my chest.
But as your eyes become adjusted to the darkness of the desert, night comes quick here on Lunita. You begin to make notice of figures out in the fields, not too far from you. Their eyes slightly illuminated in the dying light of the desert, and you may be surrounded. Dum bum bum. What do you do?
Crawl back under the giant.
Well, I immediately get into an action stance. Yeah.
So does Brotan. Right.
I tell everybody to get behind me.
Perhaps
He does not.
maybe they would respond to diplomacy.
What is that?
What do you say? I always like the this is not a Savage Worlds thing, but has anybody ever looked at the Doctor Who role-playing game?
Just briefly.
No, but that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool. The one thing about it that I love so much, and it so captures the feel of the show, is that their initiative system is based on what it is that you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to fight, if you're trying to attack, you go last.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're trying to, if you're trying to
diffuse
jury rig something or build something or something like that, if you're taking then you go second to last. If you're trying to run, you go second. But if you're trying to talk, you go first. And that little bit of engineering just kind of shapes the way the game plays out. That whoever tries to just talk and use diplomacy always gets to go first. And with that, what are you going to say?
I'll shout out, we mean you no harm. Come forward. Let us see you. Should I make a persuasion roll?
Yeah, well.
Very poorly?
Yeah, I'm not giving you any bonuses for it.
I wouldn't either.
3. Okay. The figures come closer to you, inching closer, but you can tell that they're very defensive. Their forms strange. They're cadaverously thin, with extremely long arms, orange skin, feather-like blue hair, and these bulbous obsidian eyes. Each one carrying a long staff held at the ready to strike.
Can we appear to be less threatening? You know, like
how would you do that?
Bebop will ask his companion, put your weapons away. Put your weapons away. It might work better if these other feathered meatbags don't see us as a threat.
I lower my weapon, but only slightly.
Rifle.
You lower your weapons?
Put my hands up. See, I have no weapons.
You already failed that roll. Everybody else who attempts to lower their weapons and seem less threatening can make a persuasion check as well.
What if I'm half and half?
And don't make the persuasion check. Oh, I see some good rolls. Beboop, you excel quite a bit on that persuasion check. Enough that these strange figures begin talking amongst each other and looking at you. And
I have detected that their threat level has lowered.
And they basically they kind of draw a line in the sand with their staves and begin to encircle you with it, making sure with a clear signal that you stay here. And then a couple of them seem to run off into the desert night, and the rest sort of take position around you in a semicircle and just sort of guard you.
We can wait and see who comes back.
After a moment, you wait for a little bit. About 5-10 minutes go by, and then some more figures return out of the darkness. They walk up to the line that was drawn in the sand and quickly, sort of with one foot, rub it out. Mm-hmm. And then the groups kind of gather back together and kind of like stand on either side of the now open space and like gesture to you to follow them.
Are these creatures that any of us would have seen maybe before, or are these wholly new beings?
These are creatures that you. Let's see. I think, Scott, these are new for the Moons of Mongo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beep-boop, they seem to have taken a liking to you. Why don't you step forward, and if they kill you, we'll come and help.
Okay.
Yes.
So valiant.
We will help.
Yeah. They are new for the rules, at least.
Cool.
They are you. So yeah, you have never seen these creatures before. As you move forward, Beep-boop, do you take the lead?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I'll say we come in peace to them, and then kind of behind me say shoot to kill.
The creatures seem fascinated by Beep-boop. In fact, as they walk, they kind of like.
I know I'm sexy.
They sort of like touch, tentatively kind of like get up close and like they seem nervous but reach out and want to like touch.
I feel like I'd like flip up all my fancy weird stuff at this point to display.
Couple LEDs,
right?
Do a ringtone.
Yeah. Nothing that seems threatening. Just maybe yeah, exactly.
Little hologram.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't open a panel. That's a second date thing.
Yeah.
They begin to lead you through the desert, not too far away. You find a small. They lead you into a small sort of hollow area where you're approaching a slowly rising ridge, and by the time you get to the edge, you realize how far up you had risen without realizing. And then in this basin, in this volcanic basin, there's a small village collected there, and they lead you down into the village, and the villagers all sort of come out, and they're all gaping at you, and they lead you towards a large central, what can best be described as a temple of some kind.
Do they seem to be communicating to each other? Like
Yes.
They seem to be talking?
Yeah.
Okay, so is there, I don't think I have language or any kind of, wonder what kind of, hey, science man, do you speak other languages?
I speak the language of science.
Which is
the only one.
we could use like Morse code to try and communicate. Gestures. Interpretive dance?
Yes. Interpretive dance would be good.
Let me get going then.
I'll try to gesture to them, just like towards the temple and back, so that they're like us, and
you start trying to do that, right? And they're looking at you kind of strangely, but before you get a chance to really.
Before I can break out the leotard and start doing the dance.
They go. One of them just goes, "What are you doing?"
Oh.
Well.
Ow.
This is Flash Gordon. Everybody speaks the same language.
We thought you were into it.
So I go, Bird Lord, you
They're
have
just
feathers,
talking
they have
quietly
feathers.
to each other about you guys. You feel the ground.
Do you know them?
However, you feel the ground shake again.
Yeah.
Another tremor comes, and this time you realize these villagers here, they begin to freak out. they look around. You can see that their village, as now that you've approached it, the buildings here are all cracked. Like they've been suffering much worse damage from these tremors that have and meteor showers and the like. And one building very close to you all begins to collapse, and you can hear people from inside screaming in terror as the building begins. It's a small hut building, stone hut thing begins to collapse in on them.
Yeah, we can try and help.
Yeah, can I try and help? Can I try and like stable the building, like steady it?
Yeah. Well, you it's too late to stabilize it, but you could certainly try and free them.
Okay.
Hold the door open or something.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Maybe try to like wrench the door off and get everybody out.
I'd like to use my telekinesis-oid manipuglove to try and assist as well.
All right. It's hard. There's screaming and confusion, and there's like the earthquake is throwing up these large clouds of dust, so it's difficult to see. But yeah, everybody give me a roll of their choice, and we'll see how well you guys do. Explaining what it is that you do with. Okay, so you're using the telekinesis glove to like clear the rubble.
Mm-hmm. Try to pluck people out of the debris.
I used my strength to wrench the door off of its hinges.
Excellent. Yes.
I jump in the way of danger.
And I am using athletics to rush in, winged and empowered with speed to grasp anyone.
All right, give me an athletics check.
Well, I have.
Well, so you have with a 13. That is a success in 2 raises. Scooping up these figures in each arm. Bronca lifts the roof and throws it off to one side. Professor Teltron using the telekinesis glove to create a clearing of clearing the dust, just sort of parting it like and clearing the air so that you can have a clear path out of the rubble. And Eboop, with your athletics, what were you doing?
Trying to deflect and hop in the way to help others out. Yeah.
Excellent. With that, you are very confidently confirmed to this village that you are people that they can trust and not here to be to attack them or prey upon them in some way. And they seem to all, even though as fascinated they were with Beboop, they find it suddenly seem to turn to all of you and they go and praise you and thank you so much for helping out, helping them. And then
bit late.
Should we maybe explain at this point what we're looking for and why we're out here?
Sure. I mean, are you asking me? Are you asking me for permission? No, go ahead.
Members. I mean, Beboop will look around. I don't know. Yeah.
You've got the big mouth, Beboop. Maybe you should explain to them why we're here.
So, Princess Laura wants in his pants, and there's these rocks that seem to be falling from the sky at regular intervals, and we're supposed to figure out how to beat Ming the Merciless, and we crashed here, so we have to go out into the sea and collect something or figure out how to get off this moon again.
Very precisely said.
Ha!
Concision is my skill.
All right.
And we need to stop the earthquakes.
Yeah. You are taken towards. They listen to you as you talk about this, and then they go, "You must speak to the elder." And they take you again towards the large temple structure at the center that the whole village seems to be built around.
Centered around the temple.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you walk into this large structure in the center of the village, and it appears to be a circular building built on top of some sort of large impact crater. So it's even deeper when on the inside when you get there.
Does their culture seem to be as like science tech dependent as the other folks that we've met? No. Okay.
No, they appear to be much simpler. Although, everything here is crudely constructed, but it's also much older. The people that you met before, those were people who evacuated Mongo from the days when Ming
more
took
recently.
Over. And these are people that have been here for who knows how long. You learn that they call them that they are the Moon Men. You see, the building is sort of made of hand carved sandstone, and there in that sandstone there are these stained gem windows depicting abstract figures of all shapes, sizes, and colors. Rows of crude benches and candles topped with flickering violet flames that line the wall. The building is missing fragments of plaster and wide cracks from the recent damage of the earthquakes. You can tell that it's like the rest of the village. It is suffering from whatever has befallen the moon of Lunita. But one of these moon men there is incredibly old and wearing a red toga, and you're brought before him. If anyone is still wearing their goggles, which I'm kind of assuming you all were, except for the giantess.
And Bee Boop has many of them, so she can
I was
take
gonna say
one
I
off
could
and still
pass
have
them
a
out
whole
to the whole
bunch.
village.
Bee-boop has enough. Bee-boop is wearing
A
a whole goggles.
hoarder. It's okay.
You can tell his advanced age because this moon man, unlike the others, which have this sort of black, blue feathery hair, his is almost pure white, and unlike the dark obsidian eyes, the others, these are almost pearl-like with age.
Crowded.
But he and around his neck hangs a large gold medallion, which looks like the view of Mongo that you've seen from Scott from when approaching Mongo in a rocket ship. So, which would make sense. They could probably see it in the night sky and have built some sort of emblem representing it.
Do they know anything about this strange crashed rocket? Did they see the crash?
He hasn't
has
spoken
been reported.
Yet.
Oh.
He hasn't spoken yet. But
I kind of bow in deference. The giants have a hierarchical system with elders and things like that because they're like an older civilization of Mongo. So like I immediately like recognize that like this guy is important and kind of lean forward and show him deference a little bit.
I'm going to have each of you make a. He moves from each one of you, one to the other, and like seems to examine your face very closely and intently. And I'm going to have each of you make a spirit check.
Rocket nailed this.
Finally, there's those dice. Not fighting for my life or anything, but still counts.
Hey, but this checks out. This checks out.
Hey, I'm back, guys. There you. Sorry. Screw this. I'm out of here.
Bronca finally rolled well.
Finally.
Well, luckily, Streamlabs doesn't go down when weird stuff like that happens. Or StreamYards. All right, so yeah, let's see. We got Bronco's the highest roll. Yeah. He seems to stare at you the longest.
We know what that means.
Feisty planet.
And eventually, but once he's sort of examined each of you, he says, "Greetings, strangers. I am Junar, and I welcome you to the High Temple of Demlo. I apologize for the state of our once glorious temple. With the shifting of the lands has taken its toll on this shrine to the great god of the red sphere." And he gestures up, his arthritic arms wide, and looks straight up to the heavens where Mongo is rising high over the central part of the temple. And you can see it through the stained glass windows. Mm. And he mutters under his breath, "In Demlo's shadow." And then all the other moon men in the chamber, "In Demlo's shadow," in response. He says, "I have heard of your heroic actions in saving our people. And I think that you have come to us in a moment of great importance. We knew someone like you." And he turns and looks right at the giantess and says, "Someone like you would come."
So I kind of look up from my little bow, like I'm not really sure. What do you mean, Elder? What do you need me to do here?
He says, "We believe that you are the reincarnation of Demlo, come to aid us in this moment of our great need. I can tell. It's in the eyes." And he kind of reaches up to sort of to almost like he's going to touch you, but he pulls back,
So I look back at my mates and I'm like, "It's all good, go." So I say,
"Run with it.
I accept this most gracious gift that you betray upon me. You put on my shoulders. I take up the mantle for your people. Just instruct me. I am your tool to command."
He goes,
"We'll get you out of this if we need to."
Maybe.
They make sure they make sure that you are all fed, and they begin to bring out food and something to take to ease you. And you basically they begin treating you guys incredibly well, and you were able to remove that one level of fatigue that you had.
We like it.
When you talk about the what's causing the earthquakes, right?
Yeah. I'm
Or
sure
ask
it'll
if
come up.
Yeah, if they saw the rocket that supposedly crashed.
We got to ease into the conversation, though.
Yeah. Sure.
We don't freak him out.
And speaking of crashed rockets,
I'm here to help you, but you should really be helping me.
You go. We know the shrieking star of which you speak. It fell upon the colony of the barbaric hill people to the north. Those who we call the biters.
doesn't sound friendly.
Since its arrival in the sky, the land shudders in fits of anger. And a magical force tries to rip the precious metals from our very hands.
Who rules this biter land?
The biters.
They have no king?
We do not consort with them. They are barbaric and violent. They take moonmen as prisoners to fight for their pleasure, or to serve as food for their bellies.
So I look over my shoulder and I whisper at everybody and I go, so are the biters Teltron's girlfriend and her people, or a people that we have yet to meet?
Oh.
They indicate even further north.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the crash site.
I was really concerned we had been eating bird people in the last scene, and I just, I was really nervous.
Rudio and Laura were actually cannibals of some kind.
Chicken nugget.
Flash Gordon.
It's Savage Worlds and Flash Gordon. We're not above a crazy plot twist.
Flash Gordon is people.
It wasn't anybody you knew.
Listen, it was people, but it wasn't ones you'd seen. Okay?
And the flavor varies from person to person anyway.
It really does.
Yeah.
So these are new people.
The biters sound like who we need to go and fight to defend these poor villagers.
Yes, if you are truly the incarnation of Demlo, the star god, then you could stand against the demon that fell from the sky. We fear it is his greatest foe. Amagost, the aberrant, the abhorrent. He is growing stronger. You are not sure how much longer we can withstand his rage.
Maybe he means Ming?
No, I think he means whoever's causing this earthquake, and I think that's got to be... Oh, yeah, Ming.
I see what you did there.
But surely one as powerful as you doesn't fear such a beast.
Nah, we do not.
I hoist my axe and I go, never!
Well, respect is a good word for it.
I have none of it.
Surely one as powerful
Teltron
as
is with
you.
me.
We would forever be in your debt if you could rid our world of this fiend.
Well,
Conveniently.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get a girlfriend here, so...
oh, you are now. Now
He's
you are.
trying to get laid.
Now.
We'd
We'd set it up earlier, but no. It was too long. It was forever.
Some people, it was moving a little fast, all right? But I'm sure our reincarnation here will be more than sufficient to beat the enemy. Could we get a guide?
If you trust in my power, I will use it to help you get the princess's attention. Just imagine going and telling her how you saved an entire village of small creatures.
Mm-hmm. Small, tasty creatures. Yeah.
What did she call it? A hero of... a hero.
That's right.
Yes. And I'm sure the villagers will be grateful as well.
Yes, we would provide you with guides.
Right.
Our people were too scared to venture into the hills alone, but with Demlo. And they all look at the giantess. With Demlo, they will find their strength. We will provide you with water and guards and and the Victura paste that will aid you against the biters. And this, and he pulls out what looks like a twisted animal horn of some kind that's been fitted with a brass mouthpiece on one end. It says it's they tell you that is the horn of Mwanku. Can reproduce the cry of the screechers. It may come in handy should you ever encounter the dreaded sky beasts out in the desert. The high-pitched screech draws
take it graciously, and
It says, they show you that there's two different ways to play it. One produces a very high-pitched screech, and another way that produces a very low-pitched growl. And they said the high pitch will draw them to you, and the low growl will drive them away. And then they show you these clay jars with this yellow paste.
So I put it on.
Mm-hmm. You put it on.
I start like gearing up as they're talking to me.
Okay,
I'm getting real pumped. If you want to like throw a montage in there, I want to be like putting on all my stuff.
And then they pull out these
put like the paste on my face
jars,
and everything.
And they go, the paste in these jars. This is a smell. This is from the glands of the biters. If you smell like them, they will less likely to attack you. You might fool them into seeing you as part of their tribe. And
I go all in on the paste.
All right, and then as you're pasting yourselves up, and they gather wine skins and guards and ready to lead you out into the hills. There's another sudden and much more violent tremor again, and you the Junar, the old moon man, and you are standing there in the center of the cathedral, the chapel, the temple, whatever. And you all, but it's strange. I mean, the candles flicker, but the room seems to grow brighter, not darker. And as you realize, you look up into the night sky through the stained, gem-stained windows, and you see a larger meteoroid than any that you have seen so far, bursting into flame like a giant comet and hurtling straight towards the temple. The roaring begins to grow deafening, and there's a massive explosion. And that's where we're going to end the session for the evening.
Oh, I just put my biter paste on.
Oh, man. We're all sticky now.
Yeah. We're stinking of biter pheromones
everywhere.
That's as far as I wanted to tell the story for this. It's been
awesome.
Almost 3 hours here, and I want to call it off at that point. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm not sure if we want to come back and say our goodbyes with everybody else. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed the adventure. And maybe we'll do this again sometime. I got the outfit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. The Daishiki is amazing, sir. The production values were great. I'm only sorry that I couldn't bring your. All of us can hear the soundtrack that Cheyenne's got going on in the background, which brings it up to a 12 from the 11 that he already brought it up to. So I'm sorry, guys. I failed on that. But this was an amazing actual play. All the characters were amazing. I think this actual play shows that the amazing things about Flash is that even though it's almost 100-year-old property, being able to reinterpret it, take what we want from it, reinvent it, own the best parts, forget the worst parts, it really still brings a lot of joy to the table. It's a lot of fun to play. You guys were fantastic. I love the cliffhanger endings. That's that's so thematic of
serial,
right? Of the serials, and of course, when it picks up for the next episode, there was no asteroid coming. You guys were just having a nice little tea, and you wandered off. But they forget about what actually happened.
Well, everyone just dives 3 feet to the left.
Yeah, right? It was fine.
We didn't need that building.
So happy birthday again to Amy. Thank you so much for making all this possible. Amy did a lot of work behind the scenes, helping our team learn how to use Foundry, and then obviously getting all the Savage World stuff to Foundry. Let me see. Oh, so much. So Scott chimes in. Still love every minute of it, even without the soundtrack. Thank you again, Scott. And I'm going to say the only reason we couldn't have the soundtrack was because it was actually from Queen. And last minute, we couldn't secure the licensing deal. I mean, Brian May was on the fence. He really loves Savage Worlds and the property, but there's other people involved, and we just couldn't get it in time. That's on me. Sorry about that.
Blame the lawyers.
Right? That's always safe. That's always
and
safe.
Disney. So
right, Disney.
Somehow.
Oh, look, and it's John Doom's mom's birthday. Thank you, John Doom. Happy birthday to your mom.
Mom.
Right, yay, moms. Moms are fantastic, just when they have birthdays. Thank you, Taylor, for coming so far, all the way from Iceland. I love the bro tan. It was pretty fantastic. The pizza box wings.
Hope that washes off.
Hope it doesn't. Hope it doesn't.
I hope your meeting.
Hope it never does. I'm gonna be like this forever.
So did you just cut like feather shapes out and then reassemble them? How is that constructed exactly?
Okay.
Or is it just drawn on? Oh, it's just drawn on.
Well, there's a couple that I cut out again and glued on top.
Oh, okay. To add to the dimensionality.
You can see that it's not very
that's good. It's a great effect. It's
quality.
It's fantastic.
But I was like, it might work. It's a stream.
Yeah, that's great.
5 foot roll.
I used to go. Well, I went to the Star Trek experience, right? Back when it was still in Las Vegas, and you got to see all the actual Star Trek props in person, and you realize how bad the paint job was on these things.
Up close.
Because it reads fine on video from 10 feet away, and it's just like slapped it all together, and like you would never want to walk through a convention with like a Klingon, Klingon prop, because it just looks like
people would
really
shame
bad.
you for your
right. But
if I wore these
on TV,
how cool it would be.
Yeah.
They're just in my chair.
I would take a picture with you at a con if you wore those.
Hey, thanks.
Absolutely.
I feel like people have taken pictures with me at cons looking worse than this.
Now I feel bad that I didn't make the skull cap.
Oh, yeah.
It's because I think
Candace, yours didn't crack at all.
It's
still working.
I know. I'm loving that.
Or if it cracked, we can't tell on the stream.
We can't. Yeah.
And if it did, you could say it was ice.
Thank you.
Texturing.
So now we learned that the giantess might be a reincarnation of an ancient moon.
That's what I was going for. I
god.
appreciate it. Thank you.
That's awesome. Professor Tully, the professor might have become Prince Professor.
The smoking belt.
Consort, at least.
She's going to put a ring on
all sorts
it.
of things that could have happened here.
I mean, that's the best way to get out of academia, right? Is to marry rich. So
yeah,
damn right.
Screwed that one up, didn't
you?
I?
Kind of have to.
And of course,
if she's anything like the princess from the movie, he is in for a wild ride.
There you go.
That is fair.
And for everybody else who wants to know how this story ends, go buy the book.
Yeah.
Right.
This venture was right out of Moons of Mongo. That's why I don't want to ruin the end of it. I want you to go out. There's another good chunk of story that happens between here and finding the epicenter of whatever's causing all these moonquakes, and there's intrigue, and of course this is Flash Gordon, so there's a Coliseum fight.
Oh yes.
There's and of course at the root of all evil, there's Ming. So you got to go out there, pick up the book, read it, play it for your friends. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so
excellent.
The way you guys can do that, remember, thank you so much to all of our fans and longtime supporters. The way we produce these is because you guys buy a lot of books. So if you haven't yet got in and this has inspired you to pick up some Flash Gordon, link is in the chat, but it's GameOnTabletop.com. We're on the front page. Flash Gordon is right there. It is fully funded. There's a week left, so it ends next Wednesday. Get in on that. There's a couple of the Super Supreme box sets left that you can actually get. The cliffhanger medallion and If you want to go all digital, peginc.com right now has a sale on all the PDFs prior to this new booster box release. You can go buy the stuff at Peg, get it right away, and then back on Game on Tabletop on a digital level and get it right away. That's the advantage of Game on Tabletop, is you don't have to wait till it's done. And so, guys, thank you so much for watching the stream. You can catch the previous streams we've done. Scott Woodard was on Design Corner on Monday, Savage Cast on Tuesday, and then we're all going to be at a AMA on Reddit on let's see, Thursday or Friday? Friday, I think. Friday. So if you go on Reddit now, Reddit r/Savage Worlds, you can post some questions and we will answer those on Friday. But thank you, Scott, for showing up before. And and for writing this. Like, Scott's amazing. So round of applause for Scott doing an amazing job on this. And other than that, guys, catch us on Game on Tabletop, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Adios.